Hello, Tom from Every Step Calculus, EveryStepPhysics.com. Difference quotient, the definition of derivative, supposedly designed by Newton. And very difficult. Easy if you study it for a month like I have. But at first, when you first start, there's so much stuff to learn when you start with calculus. It's unbelievable. And I flunked my first semester of calculus. Didn't know what the heck they were talking about. Chalk was flying on the board. And next year I took it again. Of course, got an A in it. And then, of course, they came out with this calculator, TI92 Plus calculator, which I used to program these. Start my programming. This is 25 years ago now. And I've been doing it ever since, programming the calculator to help you guys. Certainly helped me. I passed all three calculus 1 and 2 and 3 with A's, with my programs. And they allowed you to use in those days the calculator, of course, TI92, because that just came out that you could do integrals and derivatives, and they allowed you to use it. But if you just put down the answer, you got the problem wrong anyway. So you had to do the steps, and I was able to program it, and they didn't know you could program the calculator like I could. So then I used it and programmed physics and programmed everything. I programmed electronics, all kinds of things with my programs, Anyways, difference quotient, let's do it. I'm going to do, this one's going to be with x cubed, because you have to do x plus h cubed, which is a certain system of expanding that function. Let's do it here. Let's go to difference quotient in my menu. There's the A's. We're going to scroll down here now to there's C's, and all alphabetical. And let's see, here's difference quotient. And I give you some help, as you go along. There's the formula. Remember, calculus and physics is scored on partial credit in the class curve, so anything you throw down on a paper that's relative to the problem, you can get some points, and that's, of course, what you do. Your goal is to get more points than the person sitting next to you. And then you pass the class. You enter the functions in these entry lines here in my program. You have to press alpha first. And let's do this one. Alpha 7 times x squared minus x cubed. Now let's say you got this on your test paper or something. This is going to be too hard for your test, but generally they don't make it this hard. But in homework you might get this stuff here. But just think of how difficult this might be to do it. If you just studied it and studied it, but there's so much to study with other classes, there's no time to study calculus, and you just have to just look at this stuff and study it and study it. Here's the formula. You're going to put x plus h for every x in this function here, okay? Now I do that for you. Here's x plus h squared and x plus h cubed. And then, like the formula, you subtract the original function. Who dreamt this stuff up? Who knows? Calculus is such a worthless subject. You'll never use it in your life, even if you work at NASA. That's what bothers me about it. So anyways, we have to expand the x plus h squared, which is 7x squared plus 14x times, or h times x plus 7h squared. Okay, now, and then we have to expand the cubed portion, x plus h cubed, which is this. And then we're adding and then you add, there's actually subtract, but then when you expand it, it comes out to x cubed minus 7x squared. So, and all divided by h. Okay, like the formula. And we combine the numerator here over h. And it's just a little bit goes off the screen here. I can't program that any different. You'll have to, but you get all this credit for putting all this down anyways. You're going to divide, you factor out the h, which is h, and then it times all this, okay, in here. And then you do that to get rid of the h, which you divide out the h here, and it comes up to this. Turns out to be that. And so the limit of 7x squared minus x cubed as h approaches 0, and at h equals 0, substituting 0 for h, the answer is 14x minus 3x squared. Pretty neat, huh? EveryStepCalculus.com. Go to my site, buy my programs, and pass calculus. Have a good one.